not craving for sympathy, and we do not want to be a scar on anybody's conscience. But we cannot, and the world should not pretend that the present-day economic and social conditions of Africa have nothing to do with the historical injustices that have fashioned the structures of the world. It is time to acknowledge openly that much of Europe and the United States have been built from the vast wealth harvested from the sweat, tears, blood, and horrors of the transatlantic slave trade and the centuries of colonial exploitation. Maybe we should also admit that it cannot be easy to build confident and prosperous societies from nations that for centuries have their natural resources looted and their peoples traded as commodities. For centuries, the world has been unwilling and unable to confront the realities of the consequences of the slave trade. But gradually, this is changing, and it is time to bring the subject of reparations firmly to the fore. Granted, the current generations are not the ones that engage in the slave trade, but that grand inhuman enterprise was state-sponsored and deliberate, and its benefits are clearly interwoven with the present-day economic architecture of the nations that designed and executed it. Reparations must be paid for the slave trade. No amount of money will ever make up for the horrors, but it would make the point that evil was perpetrated, that millions of productive Africans were snatched from the embrace of our continent and put to work in the Americas and the Caribbean without compensation for their labor. If there are any hesitations in some minds about the paying of reparations, it is worth considering the fact that when slavery was abolished, the slave owners were compensated for the loss of the slaves because the human beings were labeled as property, deemed to be commodities. Surely, this is a matter that the world must confront and can no longer ignore. The African Union has authorized Ghana.
I'm gonna do this video in two parts, in English and in French. Donc je vais faire cette petite vidéo en anglais et en français. Bon, c'est comme Chicken Jaffa Koli avait l'habitude de nous dire qu'ils ne pourront plus jamais nous tromper. Ils ne pourront, ils parlent de la même chose. Et là, nous sommes à l'ONU. Vous avez tous vu ce cirque. Je crois qu'on aura tout le temps de revenir là-dessus. Mais je vais d'abord commencer en anglais pour cette partie de cette vidéo. Chicken Jaffa Koli, one of Ivory Coast singer, came with all of this thought. And in one of his songs, is trying to explain what is a real character of a politician, especially what you're calling leader. For us, they are not leader. Who is a leader? A leader is someone, when it comes to politics, who can provide a real job, great paid job to families, can provide education to the people in a country that is leading, right? Can boom the economy, right? A leader is not someone who is involved in corruption, money laundering, or betraying his country. A leader is a protector of the land, a protector of the people, and want the best for the people of his country. None of these people you have seen right there in the United Nations 78 Assembly is doing whatever we are saying here. You can hear speeches, same thing, going around, Some are coming to attack, some are coming to propose. At the end, there will be nothing for the people. This means they are not leaders, they are criminal. A lot of them, they are part of organization such as the Freemason, right? And they've thought that this war belonged to them. Understand? So I just want to raise a couple of points here. This is the president of Ghana, Nana Akufo. He just remind everybody what is happening in reality, talking about the suffering of African people, where our natural resources are being looted, right? And how they're stealing money, in a huge corruption. Not only black folks, but the white folks are the senior, the master of this looting that is happening right there in Africa. The white folks are well known and countries are well known. The United States of America, the United Kingdom, France, Canada, and you can continue to name them there. They have a leader of this looting that is happening right there in Africa. They have a mastermind beyond the killing of so many million of Africans. They are the mastermind beyond the chasing of young Africans out of their country, thinking that Europe was paradise. Paradise is right there, right in Africa. But they're trying to show them that Africa is a place where the devil lives. But paradise is Africa because Africa is so rich in general. Many countries, they have a potentiality economically, but the population cannot feel that because of the looting, stealing, crime that the white folks, beyond big corporation, company, they have put in place right there in Africa. Nana Akufo is reminding people about slavery. A reparation must be paid. That's what he's saying. But who's gonna pay the reparation? We all have seen the reparation be paid to the Jewish people. Israel has become like a gangster state right there in the war. They are ripping land from the Palestinians. We all are watching this. They have put in place power of guns, and they're ruling with the guns. Do you think the nation or country that are beyond the looting of Africa, the crime in Africa, the destroying of the people, the one who came to our ground, pick up our ancestors, beat them to death, sold them with money, and even now they're still doing it, can pay the reparation for what they have done. They're even not recognizing doing evil stuff to our people. None of them have put in place a law and how to try to fix this issue, but in contrary, they are pushing forward with agenda. Africa without the African people. Who's gonna pay the reparation? The United States of America, the United Kingdom, the French? None of them will pay if we, African, won't put in place the real condition. That was my answer to Nana Akufo, the president of Ghana. We have to put in place the condition, the necessary condition, which will push this country, the United States of America, Canada, the French, Great Britain to pay the reparation for the slavery. We have to put that condition. We have to put a path. We have to prepare everything which will push them to come, right, to pay for it. We should do that. This shall not be done but through the species going to the United Nations and doing that. We have to prepare that. How are we going to prepare that? Pushing this country to pay for reparation, to pay for our ancestors. I'm a Congo son. My ancestors are everywhere. They've been pushed out of their land. Many of them have died far away from their land. How are they going to pay those reparations? We have firstly, make our country in Africa a strong country, military strong country. Refuse what we call here that little cup of milk they're bringing to us. We have to give ourselves a military power, what we call here a downforce, military downforce, sovereignty, military sovereignty. We have to build heavy-duty guns, missiles that can reach this country. That's the first thing we have to do. Put in place an army for 2 to 3 million war. We can even say 4 million. We can even go 5 million, 15 million, well equipped. When I'm saying military, I'm thinking about atomic bomb, hydrogen bomb. We have to do that. Let's close our hearing about the United Nations, the gangster that preventing people from, or certain country from getting atomic bomb. They have it, and that's why they're ruling the country. That's why they're looting everywhere. That's why they're stealing. That's why they're killing. We have to give ourselves a full force, a full power, a full downforce. That is called military sovereignty. Then when we will have it, right, we will close every route, right, every path which are allowing the exit of natural resources from our continent, Africa. You understand? So we have a military force. We will block every exit of our military, our natural resources. No more oil can get out of Africa. No more coltan, all of our material, raw material. None of this should get out of Africa. We have to put in place what I'm always calling here, and I'm even thinking to put it in place. This is my first goal, try to put this a secret service for Africa, which will gun down any son of Africa or daughter of Africa who is betraying Africa, which will gun down any white folks, Chinese, Indian, who is against African interests. We have to do like them. We shall not be afraid. We are in front of predators. This war belongs to predators. For you to protect your family, you have to become a predator too. So you have to give yourself a full power of army, guns, military, heavy duty, a strong army. You understand? That's the way you have to do that, right? So I'm giving here 3 way or the condition that we will push these people to pay for the reparation they have done, right? Things they have done to black folks. For us to be able to do that, first you have to put in place our military sovereignty in country in Africa. We need a full power, a full firepower. You understand what I'm saying? I'm repeating myself so many times so that this can get inside African head. No more laughing. Forget about diplomacy. Forget about politics. This country, looting country, they don't apply politics. They think about the interests. For them to move forward on their interests, they use every strategy they have to get it. Right? If they want to kill the people for that country, they will do that. Look at the example, 20 million in the DRK, right? 20 million of black folks, more than 20 million already been killed, 4 million in the Congo territory, my country, the Congo Federation, a 50 country, a new country right there in Africa, 4 million of us already been killed. And none of these white folks are talking about it. The Congo matter is being vetoed everywhere. Neither Russian, Chinese, they don't talk about it. Neither certain African country. The Congo matter, it's like a taboo. The Congo matter is like a course. No one want to touch it. No one want to talk about that. Right? So that's, we have to fight for our life. Fight for your life. Fight for your survival. Fight for your people. That's what we're doing here. We are afraid of nobody. No one can push out, no one can push that we can become afraid. No, no one. Right? So we have to give ourselves a full military power. Right? A full military power with a heavy duty military equipment, missiles, right? That can reach any country in the globe. The potentiality of putting nuclear node, nuclear head there. We need that. Right? We can create our own bomb. Forget about the United Nations organization. Forget about that. There are 5 there are ruling, and all of them have atomic bomb. They don't want others to get it. Why? Africa should get it. And when one country has it, that country can pass it to other country. To give ourselves that power. Then secondly, none of the minerals should get out of Africa, coming back to Europe, to United States of America, Asia, Chinese, wherever, China, wherever, India. None of the minerals should get out. That's where we're going to start now pushing this country to come to the table for the payment of the reparation, the wrong thing they have done to the right people, the evil thing they have done to the saint people, we, the black people, we, the race of the creator, the first, Nzambi Mpungu. You understand? Then when we will do that, we will push this, we will be forcing them to come on the table. Then we will give them the condition, and how much they should pay for the wrong stuff, the evil thing they have done to our people. You understand? So Nana Akufo, the president of Ghana, must understand that nothing can happen only by speeches. Strategy is you have to put it, not somebody else. Somebody else cannot think on your behalf. You have to think because you came with the idea, then be the leader to start the process. Give a heavy military equipment to Ghana. Perform Ghana. Stop going through beyond these folks, this country. They are predator. You know that. But your speech is good, but in practice, it's equal to 0 because you did not put any condition that will push us to get or to obtain the reparation that all of us are waiting for. But anyways, the reparation will come. You know why? because what comes around goes around, right? That's what the English people used to say. So nature will fix this issue. The creator will fix this issue. All of these people who are selling black folks will pay for that at a certain moment of time. And this is the right time. We can see the change. We can see that the evil is outside. The devil is outside. Right? But this is the end. Because everybody has now their eyes widely open. No one is afraid of no one. It's just a matter of time for this country to crumble. Ben, je rentre donc en français. Nous avons tous entendu Nana Akufo du Ghana rappeler les conditions des Noirs en Afrique ou partout ailleurs dans les Caraïbes, la souffrance due au crime organisé par les pays occidentaux. Et Nana Akufo a cité les États-Unis, construits par la sueur de Noirs des Africains, l'Europe, le Canada aussi, hein, personne ne peut oublier. Il a rappelé encore que si l'Afrique n'arrive pas à avancer, parce qu'on nous vole, on nous pille, on nous détruit, on nous tue. Il n'a qu'à regarder les deux exemples. Plus de 20 millions à l'est de la RDK, personne ne dit rien. Les rapports sont rédigés, sont dans des tiroirs. Il faut encore regarder 4 millions de la Fédération Congo, là je suis, mon pays, 55e pays / nouveau pays d'Afrique, 4 millions des Congos massacrés. Les rapports sont rédigés, c'est bloqué dans les tiroirs. L'affaire des Congos ou des peuples, là, parce que la RDK fait partie du Congo d'Yanto là. Donc, on dit que ce sont des Congos. Vous tuez 20 millions, vous tuez 4 millions, ça fait plus de 24 millions de nous massacrés, personne ne dit rien. Mais, soi-disant, Hitler a massacré 6 millions de juifs. Tout le monde en parle. Et si vous venez parler des juifs ici, on dit « Ah, c'est un antisémiste ». Voilà le critère qui donne. Tous les politiciens à travers le monde entier tremblent devant les juifs. Regardez aujourd'hui, le président, on peut même dire le président du Congrès, on peut le dire, hein, celui qui dirige l'Assemblée générale du Canada ici, venait de démissionner. Parce que apparemment Trudeau a invité un nazi ukrainien au Parlement quand Zelensky est venu ici. Bon, celui qui prend le coup, c'est le président de la Chambre. Et qui démissionne, qui se met à demander des excuses aux Juifs partout. Donc c'est comme si les Juifs sont les propriétaires du monde. Tout le monde tremble. Tous les politiciens. On entend ici, on crie de gauche à droite. Mais on a tué 24 millions de Congos. Personne n'en parle. Vous comprenez? Il n'y a pas la justice. Et ça, c'est une réalité. Si vous dites que, bon, vous êtes... si vous dites, par exemple, ce que je suis en train de dire là, ils vont dire, ah, c'est un antisémiste et tout ça. Allez vous faire foutre. Vous comprenez? Nana Akufo vous rappelle, il parle de les réparations de la traite négrière, les réparations de la colonisation, la vente des Noirs. Il a quand même rappelé que, apparemment, quand ils ont parlé de la fin de la traite négrière, les négriers ont été payés par les États. Et jusqu'aujourd'hui, les États continuent de leur payer. Jusqu'aujourd'hui, on continue de leur payer. Ceux qui se disent des grandes fortunes, c'est parce que leurs ancêtres ont vendu des Noirs. L'or noir que vous entendez, l'or noir, ce sont les humains qu'on vendait. Et qu'ils faisaient, les leucodermes. Et donc vous pensez que ce sont les leucodermes qui vont payer les réparations? Ceux qui ne le reconnaissent même pas. Comprenez? C'est à nous de leur pousser à la condition, c'est à nous de leur pousser au paiement des réparations. Comment on doit leur pousser au paiement de la réparation? Nous devons nous armer, d'abord, ce que nous appelons l'autosuffisance militaire, avec les vraies armes. Mettons en place chaque territoire en Afrique avec des armées de 15 millions d'hommes, 20 millions d'hommes. On peut le faire, chaque territoire. Comprenez? On se met à fabriquer les armes nous-mêmes. On n'a pas besoin d'aller acheter. Kim Jong-un fabrique les armes lui-même. Il fabrique les bombes atomiques. Ils sont fous de vos régulations, agences internationales atomiques. Ce sont des agences que les lécodermes, les détenteurs des bombes atomiques, c'est-à-dire ceux qu'on appelle en anglais les looters, les voleurs, ceux-là qui vont piller, qui vont arnaquer, qui vont arracher les richesses des autres. Ils sont 5, ils se sont donné le droit de veto à l'ONU. Comprenez? L'autosuffisance militaire, c'est la solution pour l'Afrique. Ce que nous appelons le full force, ce que nous appelons le down force. Comprenez? Une fois que nous aurons fait ça, on le fait rapidement. En 6 mois, on fait ça. Je dis même en 3 jours, on le fait. En 1 jour, on le fait. C'est une condition de survie. Les forces militaires constituées de ce que nous appelons des matrides ou des matriotes. Comprenez? Et une fois qu'on le fait, aucune ressource naturelle ne sort de l'Afrique. Il faut asphyxier donc ces pays-là. Et là, ils seront obligés de venir sur la table et nous, on va leur imposer de payer les réparations pour l'ensemble de nos peuples qu'ils ont tués, ils ont fait subir des exactions. Et on le fait sans état d'âme. On doit avoir des armes qui sont capables de pouvoir inquiéter leur population là où ils se trouvent, quel que soit le point du globe, comme Kim Jong-un. Pourquoi l'OTAN n'est pas allé attaquer le grand quartier Poutine? Parce qu'ils savent la puissance de frappe du grand quartier. Parce que le grand quartier, dès qu'il va lancer un truc dans leur pays, les peuples dans les pays-là vont se soulever, vont aller prendre ces crapauds-là qui se disent des chefs d'État et des leaders. Comprenez? C'est ce qui manque à l'Afrique. Parce qu'il y a trop de corruption, il y a trop de traite. Pour régler cette affaire, nous devons construire l'Afrique des maillons solides, sans état d'âme. Nous avons proposé de mettre en place les services secrets africains. Et ça sera constitué des matriotes. C'est-à-dire que l'objectif de ces services secrets, c'est de buter chaque individu, homme ou femme, qui traite l'Afrique. Homme ou femme, qui joue à la haute trahison. C'est de buter tout le coderme, tout bleu, jaune, asiatique, qui complote contre l'Afrique. Et on le fait sans état d'âme dans l'ensemble des territoires là-bas, en Afrique, ce que vous appelez les pays. Et c'est comme ça qu'on va pousser les lécodermes à venir à la réparation. Donc, vous pouvez faire tous vos discours, il faut dire à Nana Akufo, c'est pas en faisant le discours, c'est à toi de mettre en place ces conditions-là. De pousser celui qui a commis le crime de venir à la justice. C'est à toi d'aller chercher la réparation, c'est à toi d'aller le chercher. Les conditions de justice, c'est à toi de le mettre. Ce n'est pas les discours. Eux, c'est des criminels, ils ne vont jamais le reconnaître. Parce que pour eux, les Africains n'ont pas de valeur. Les Africains n'ont pas de cerveau. C'est à nous de leur pousser ça. Et on va leur pousser en leur asphyxiant économique. Aucune matière d'Afrique ne sort. Ils seront obligés de venir s'asseoir. S'ils veulent la guerre, on ira donc dans la guerre. Parce que la réalité, c'est qu'ils ont peur de ceux qui se disent, bon, vous voulez la guerre, nous aussi on vient à la guerre. Par exemple, nous sommes en train de le dire, Pompidou qui est en train de déstabiliser l'Afrique, en ramenant seulement la guerre sur la place de Pompidou. Les leucodermes de Pompidou vont se lever, vont aller prendre ce petit pervers narcissique qui est là au palais d'Élysée, qui nous fait des insignes de loges diabolico-sataniques. Comprenez? Voilà la vision. C'est comme l'affaire des réparations des peuples Congo. C'est au Congo de se donner la justice eux-mêmes, la légitime défense, les armes, et de se faire justice. Se faire justice, c'est que nous irons rechercher toutes nos terres, incluant les terres de l'île de la Fédération Congo, sans état d'âme. On va donner la mort, on filme les cadavres, on montre partout. C'est ça notre justice. Les réparations des Congo, c'est au Congo de se tracer le cap des réparations. Personne ne pourra faire les réparations à notre place, si ce n'est que nous-mêmes. Comprenez? Donc ça, c'est une réflexion. On reviendra sur d'autres discours, mais il faut dire à Nana Akufo, ça ne sert pas d'aller pleurer. Tu l'as dit, fais-le désormais. Et il faut le faire, il faut être courageux, il faut être capable, il faut avancer. Hein? Bon, voilà. Donc, le Créateur est au contrôle. Nzambi Mpungu est au contrôle. Hein? Mutinu ba metuba yao na ndinga ya anglais, tuba na ndinga lumputu, mwazo tuba ya nswala na ndinga ya betu mosi. Nana Akufo mekwenda na l'ONU yani mekwenda kutuba mambo mingi, ina beno nyonso kwani beno zaba. Yani mekwiza kubakisa diaka mambo ya bampashi ya beto, pidilu manyongo kukwamisa, mutindu mindele ya imbi. Mais mundele na ndinga ya beto signifie bandi. Ni mundele veke kuza tungila nge. Mindele ke kuimuna na kuyiba. Beto kutubaka na beno ti siba ntutu ya beto vanaka na bimvwama matadi ya ntaluve, uolove, palatave. Même moi qui nini ya bani na kutekisila beno ya ove. Mindele beni kutela bantu ya imbi. Surtout bantu ya Pompidou. Nana kufuma kuza kubakisede ka beto ti mutinu bagana uyiba bimvwama. Wakuna nata bantu na mfululu. Beno tala na Zaire kuna. Bafunda. Bakitu bana mputu 20 millions bamekufa kuna losi lo po. Beto ba Congo na inchi ya beto Fédération ya Congo. Bafunda. Bakitu bana lumputu 4 millions ya beto losi lo po. Ata mutu ke fungula mwandinga. Mambo ya ba Congo bambeke ya kubwete yao. Mesi beno tala ntoto ya Zaire, ntoto ya beto nyonso tu nyakeba ntoto ya Congo dia ndotela. Ni mutindu ina ben metala. Inu ya kukangamba bisika nyonso. Nani kuza kusosa, kusambwisa samba bantu kufuta imbi bame kusala. Ni beto moske kusala yao, beno tala ba yuda ya luvunu. Ndele ya ba yuda ya luvunu. Ba inengana kujiba ba ntoto ya bantu ya Palestine. Ba metu ba Hitler mekufa ba kuna 6 millions na lomputu. Me beto ba mefu beto bitme lutila 24 millions. Ba mekumaka net ba mvumu ya ba inchi nyonso. Ten metala. Ina kutuba ti baba kuna sosa kusambusa ya baba kuna sosa uyilika mamba kuna sosa ndandu ya bao na inza ya mvimba. Ni na inza ya mvimba kina kukima bao. Ngena munu Mkongo, ningena munu na kusala yao. Nge muntu ya Afrika, ningena kusala yao. Na kunata buzitu. Bantu bakuzamisa nge, kupesa nge buzitu. Ninge muske kusala yao. Munu munde leve. Elmetu bati ntangu baba nukusa kupaka bandombe. Beto bankaka ya beto. Kunata baba bwala ya ntama. Bifu yembi wame kusala baba. Kutikisa baba bantu na mbongo. Beno tala mundele. Bantu ya Pompidou mekusala, bantu ya Brexit mekusala, bantu ya Michael Jackson mekusala. Ni bava na kama ntwale ya mambo yai, kufua babantu, kubaka babantu, kutekisa. Ben metala. Na kufuke kuna tuma na loniti ya ben mekusala ya fo beno kufuta, imbi beno kusala. Jambu ya nkadi ampe mamutantu mukuyu, banzalolu, bandiatulu, bitezo ya mukuyu, ini meno kusala na beto bandombe, fo kufuta yao. Minange kufuta. Bantu yake na kuza kujiba tintangu yae. Bantu yake na kuza kufua tintangu yae. Bakina na kufuta. Bakina kufuta ve. Bakina kundima memi yao ve. Bakina kundima veti. Basalaka nyonso tu ya imbi na daba mkaka ya beto. Misala yao mpe na beto. Bakina kukondo na kundima yao. Beno tala diamu ya Pakongo. Beno ya baka kangama susui. Meso ya baka na kati ya mampimsi. Meto ya meso ya baka na kati ya mampimsi. nakati ya tombe mutinu bake tuba metala ni beto nange kuyilika nzila mutindu beto na federation ya Congo beto kuza kuyilika nzila beto zonati beto tunga federation ya Congo yae insi ya bakongo mekote na kintwadi na kutunga yao na kusala nzila ni mutindu na yake vandaka beto mekwena veti mindele kupesa beto luve mindele ina ke bantoto yangena muno ngeko na mundele pesa ngeli uluve metala nikuna bena kutalati bake kukota kubasika kota kubasuka sana mambo ya federation ya Congo sosa kumwangisa samuti yake luve ya bauve me yake luve ya bakongo dikande ya nzambi mpungu ina bake tuba kusambwisa jambo ya justice jambo ya kufuta imbina bame kusala bantu ni beto mutke kusala yao ni bandome ke kusala yao betmetupati jambo ya ntete kusuvana na bizongo ya kukuba ya nene nenda kupesa luve na kufilisa minduki masangu na babwale ya bao kumwangisa babwale ya bao utula babantu ya bao mpena kati ya wonga na kati ya kutubati muntu nasiano kubula ya kuza kubwawa ni mutinu bakesala mutinu mesala benmetala Kim Jong-un kuluntu ya quartier bitna la Poutine ni mutinu yina ya kubakesalaka benmokuwa ya zole ata kimvwama mwezi kubasika na ntoto ya banza ya Afrika ve na babwale ya beto ve na kuiza na babanza ya babwale ya mputu betike kanga nzila na nyonso mafuta ya ndombe bawolo babima nyonso ata kimaka kubasika sibazobati sibati beto zola kuza kubaka ya nangolo beto wale beto mekota na muzingu beto mena kuyoka babwale ba kufilisa babizongo epa mwezi ba kanisa babantu ya bago tuba beto zola beto kufove ba kuna kubingisa bipo baina bantwene yina mekota na babinzambi nzambi baina mekumaka bakento pangi bagala ke yoka yana munenu bemnetala no ni mutindo yina ba population ba ko kuna bingisa ba ona bimfumu samba ke uvana na uonga ti ba umpe kuna kia kukubama bagana bizongo ya nene bizongo ya ba umpe na katwa na kuza kubwawa bemnetala ni mutindo ina ngeke bana ambulme kukuba atabi mvua make baskave beno ina bake beno bemilika nzila ya nzonzolo bake kuiza mutinu bantu mekuza na mbongi beno tura ba ina beno kuiza na mbongi yawa na imbi beno kusalaka yae beno ke kufuta kingandi mbongo yae beno kufuta kingandi mbongo yae ni fasoni yake kusalama ni beno ke force ba ona kufuta beno metalaka muyibi mendi matia si ben me bwila yani ve ben me yoka yani ba ngutu ve ba nkomi ve muyibile na undima yana undima ve yana undima ve tena mekuza kuyibange ben kuwa ninge ke busala muyibi zonza na nkuba yani ke bula lenge me bwila yani ke yoka yani ba ngutu ba nkomi ba double part yani ke zonza yani ni mun mejiba mumendima benmowa ni mutindo ina tata nzambi kubieka banko kubieka mukonge kile manzao mukonge koko kongli tadi koko kongli tadi koko kongli tadi matona ngule mbote ye